Orthodox Christians, the right-believing church by name, differs greatly from the millions of Protestants around the world, who often accuse the Orthodox Church of cannibalism and idol worship.
There's a lot of Protestants, Muslims, and other people have misconception about us. We believe tangibly that becomes the body and blood of Christ. Icons in the Orthodox Church are windows into the kingdom of heaven.
The Church is also caught in an ongoing debate with the Catholic Church about which one of their denominations is the actual one true church.
The Roman Catholics fell away from the Orthodox Church in 1054 because the Catholics, they developed their own theology. We are fundamentally different than them. We believe that the Orthodox Church is still holding on to the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, consistency of the faith, the holy tradition.
Both giant denominations claim to be the one true church that all Christians should be a part of, and in the case of the Orthodox Church, they proudly trace their ancestry back to the early church fathers. So stepping into one of their services is like stepping into a time period only read about in history books. What you're hearing is the morning Marina service, a time spent reciting psalms from the Bible and ancient prayers. Members entered the church during this time, proceeding to the front of the sanctuary and venerating the main icon of the resurrection. Veneration is a practice that dates back to the earliest Christians.
That they're not idols. Of course, the Orthodox Church, in its own development throughout the ages, since the time of the apostles, there were certain kings and certain issues about debates about should we have icons or should we not have an icons. But the icon, the reason why the Orthodox Church has the icon and defended the importance of the icon is because the icons defend the truth of the incarnation of the Logos, which is Jesus Christ.
Veneration as a tradition was finally solidified around the 8th to 9th century, following the iconoclast controversy. With the ringing of the bells, it was 10 o'clock, and time for the Divine Liturgy to begin. As the name implies, the liturgy is not merely a sermon. It is meant to be a service where people can come and experience the mysteries and wonders of God, just as the earliest Christians would have done centuries ago, with every sense engaged. The smell of incense filling the room, the songs and prayers dancing the ears of the people, the bowing, the crossing, and the veneration of icons engaging the body, the eyes being saturated with beautiful colors and imagery and artwork, and finally even the taste of bread and wine during the Eucharist.
When Christ says, eat, this is my body, drink, this is my blood, it's not just the bread and wine. It's not a metaphor, it's not an idea, it's the real tangible body and blood of Christ. Why did God choose bread and wine to become body and blood? Because God wanted to be, in the most tangible way, connected with us. Without the Eucharist, there is no church.
Every symbol or act or chant is filled to the brim with meaning. Nothing is done in vain. Everything has a purpose from the first procession to the closing. It is honestly incredible to see how much the Orthodox Church values their traditions and beliefs, having passed them down for centuries. However, I really wanted to know, from an Orthodox perspective, how they differed from the other church that claims to be the one and only true church, namely Catholicism, which by name is the Universal Church.
The Roman Catholics fell away from the Orthodox Church in 1054. That's kind of taking the day of the schism, because they started developing a theology which was very alien to the church, about the supremacy of the Pope, about the filioque, and other theologies that we don't have time to explain of them. And it's almost impossible to get back together unless they cut off on the, I can call it freely, nonsense of the papism or the supremacy of the Pope.
Father Borjan also shares thoughts about Protestants and their many different denominations.
We can easily create idols even out of our Bible and our God. So what they do is basically they say, I can mold Jesus according to my needs, according to my wishes. Because that's why we have, unfortunately, in the United States, at least in 2016 or 2017, came out a statistic that said we have more than 40,000 different Christian denominations. That means that 40,000 different denominations, they claim that they know Christ, which cannot be true. Christ is one. The Orthodox Church stands very firmly, very strong onto the tradition of the Holy Fathers, which started with the Holy Apostles on the day of the Pentecost.
The lack of continual tradition and unity is concerning to many Orthodox members, and I believe that is the greatest takeaway I took from my visit. The Orthodox Church isn't just strict on their beliefs and their practices just for the sake of causing division, but rather they see it as a way to bond Christians closer together better than any other Christian tradition could accomplish. And whether or not they are the actual one true church, I can say from my own visit, they treated me with the utmost friendliness and respect. And it was obvious to me that they had a very healthy and lively community there. Thank you for watching and learning more about the Orthodox Church and some of their practices that seem strange to the outside world. I welcome your thoughts in the comments below and wish you all a blessed rest of your day. Farewell.